So South Africans carried one of the biggest anti-foreigner protests yesterday. They have given, they gave June 30th as the deadline for all foreigners, legal or illegal, to leave South Africa because the hypocrisy is too loud. There is nothing like going after illegal foreigners. They are after every other black African in South Africa, and the police was overwhelmed yesterday. South Africans in their thousands, if not millions, they went on looting spree, looting shops. The shops have been closed down by the owners, but we are breaking down some of the shops to loot. So one of the tactics, one of the ideas they have for the protest yesterday was just to loot. Looting covered up and protest against illegal foreigners. So South African government deployed thousands of police officers to ensure that there is no looting, there is no violence through the protest. But things really got out of hand yesterday. The police was struggling to control the massive number of protesters who were just simply out to carry out violence, to loot down shops, and to do all sorts of atrocities. So that's what the protest is all about. The South African president, Cyril Ramaphosa, met with two of the organizers of this protest. He met them, and I think his meeting with them was cordial and it went well because the guy, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, Famakatel or something. He said the South African president is a nice man. Jacinta Ngobeze Zuma was left out because many South Africans believe it's a political issue. It's something that is politically motivated. Many South Africans believe that Jacinta Ngobeze, she's funded and she's somehow connected to former South African president Jacob Zuma. That was why she was left out. And newsmen asked her if she was aware that the president was going to meet her colleagues that have been championing this hatred against black Africans. She said no.
I just want to reflect on something that I saw on social media. Have you been able to have a conversation with President Cyril Ramaphosa? Of course, I understand that March and March Associates and Ngizwe and Phakeni Mthakathi had a conversation with the president. Have you been part of any of those conversations? Have you met with the president?
No.
Were you aware of that meeting? And are you aware perhaps of what came out there? Of course, you do share the same sentiment. So have you engaged with March and March Associates about that meeting? Jacinta, thank you very much for your time this morning. As you heard it there, Stephen, you would have seen, of course, those visuals that we saw on social media of March and March Associates that met with President Cyril Ramaphosa. Jacinta Ngobese Zuma stating that she was not aware of that particular meeting, and at this point she's also not aware of what was actually discussed.
A lot has already been done. The shop, I think this is a Hebrew or so in South Africa. They went to the shops, they tried looting, the police intervened. These guys continued even until midnight. They continued the protest. It's not even protest, I don't want to use the word protest. They continued the hunt to loot shops till 6 p.m., 7 p.m. They say they are looking for illegal foreigners. But unfortunately, they attacked a South African woman, a Songa woman. The woman complained that she was evicted from her own house. They brought her out to present to the police. So they believe that she was housing a Zambian woman and all of that, which is totally nonsense.
I go back to tents.
You were telling us that your doors are broken at this point. What happened? Tell us the moment when the marchers came in.
What happened is that everyone just came in. As you can see, our gate is damaged. They just started saying we are Tsongas, we are South African Tsongas, but they started calling my daddy Kwere Kwere because he's Tsonga. At some point, they were taking him to the van to be deported. And I was like, my dad, he's not foreign national, he's a South African. They were like, we don't care, he's Tsonga. So they even went inside our houses, doors are broken. They even took my sister out of a shower while she was showering. naked. So we are saddened because it's also this peaceful march was not peaceful for us South African nationals. It affected our home, our sisters. My sister, she's traumatized now. So I'm saddened. I plead with the president to do something about this, because now where are we going to sleep? It's no longer safe for us to sleep. Our doors are broken, gates are broken. What's with our security as South African citizens? So
thank you very much for your time. And they were also just telling us, how cell phones were also stolen in the house during that time. You must remember, since then, police did detain some of the marchers for public violence. And the family was also telling us that some of them have since went to the police station to open a case. But I also want to bring in Mama also, who also witnessed as the marchers came inside the house. Mama, you can come closer, perhaps just to talk about the situation and maybe how you felt as you saw them come into your house.
South Africans have shown time after time that they are not really after illegal foreigners. They are after their fellow black Africans. Because we've seen videos, interviews upon interviews, women and men granted interview from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Zimbabwe and all of that. These guys are illegal. They are residing in South Africa legally. They are documented. But then these guys don't want to hear anything about documented or whatever foreigner. They just want every other black Africans out. They believe that black Africans are the cause of their joblessness. The large number of people that turned out for the looting yesterday showed that indeed there is great unemployment in South Africa. Not thousands in their numbers. And then a lot of questions that are not answered will still continue to come up again and again. These foreigners, they claim that took their jobs. Are they working in government? No. Are they working by South African organization? No. These foreigners, they create their own jobs. They are the ones selling, fruities by the roadside. They are the ones running hair salons and all that. So fine, these black Africans, they are living. Will these South Africans now take over these businesses, these jobs? It's going to be difficult, because when you take someone who has business acumen, who has business inclination to run business and grow it big, these guys I'm seeing cannot do it. And I think from now to December it's going to be very difficult for most of them. You don't have enough money to even afford food to eat, and yet you are chasing people that are bringing food to your doorstep. So Jacinta Gobez, the leader of March by March, has said that if the government, they are giving government 3 months, the government did not do anything to ensuring that every black African leaves South Africa. Make no mistake, I say again, if the government did not ensure that every black African leaves South Africa, that she's going to carry out the protest for. So this every Thursday, she says Thursday, the protest will continue. Looting spree on video. So these are the people that are coming out to protest against illegal foreigners. Foreigners are taking our jobs. Foreigners are also taking their food. Foreigners are the one to feed them. So to even think that these people are looking for jobs is a big joke. They want free food. They want free money. They don't want to work. I've seen one video where a foreigner said that South Africans locals, they don't turn up for work on Mondays. They are not diligent in their work. But foreigners are. So these people you are seeing in the video, are they the people that you think that are ready? Look what they are carrying. Are they the people that you think that will be willing to work for an organization? Hell no. I saw one of the leaders of the march say that the money South Africa has in the coffers as a country, there will be enough to give each South African 1 million rand every year. Imagine that kind of. So you are just interested in consuming the resources. You are not interested in creating. You are not interested in working. You just want entitlement, grants. A grant of 1 million naira, 1 million rand, not naira, 1 million rand every year. So my advice to other black South Africans that are still in South Africa, if you don't have any strong connection, you don't have enough money, you don't have any strong investment in South Africa, why not leave South Africa? There is a Nigerian young man that is doing well in business, Big Joe, that was shot and killed just a day before the match by match. So these guys are now out on a killing spree. I don't really know why the government of South Africa have refused to arrest these organizers. The most toxic among them is Jacinta Gomez Zuma. She should be arrested. In a working country, this lady should be charged for all the atrocities. Now, these protesters or looters, they don't reason well. You meant your government to invest, to cough out 600,000 rand or 600 million, if I'm not thinking 600 million rand, to equip the police to be able to coordinate this protest. That's the money the government should have used to do some other thing. That's the money the government should have used to maybe create one job opportunity for some of them. But Jacinta Gomez Zuma said that the protest will continue every Thursday, even if it is 20 or 30 people, the protest will continue. You could imagine that. To show you that indeed there are jobless people in South Africa. The only time such protest happened in Nigeria was during COVID-19. You know, people were not working. There were a lot of people in the street. So that was when Nigeria organized one of the biggest protests, NSAS. And their protest was defined. They are protesting against police brutality and all of that. These guys, South Africans, they have no clear agenda for the protest. They come out, they loot shops, they beat people, and they commit all amount of atrocity. And the South African government is doing nothing. It's doing nothing. If they want to deal with this thing squarely, why not go for the organizers? Get Jacinta Gomez Zuma arrested. Get Ngizwe or whatever the name is, Faketel or something. Get 3 of them arrested. And let them be tried in court for those that have been killed, even though they are not the ones that have a hand in it, but they incited the violence against foreigners. Last 3 or 4 months, Jacinta Gomez Zuma was invited by the police for inciting violence against the foreigners, but the case died often. There are tangible evidence of her incitement of local South Africans against foreigners. Business shops are looted dry. When they started this protest, these organizers don't know what they are doing. They are creating monsters that will come out against them one day and consume them. When the protest started, they said all foreigners should close their shops. Shops have been closed. Now they are now looting closed shops. They'll break it open, go in and loot the shops. And more also, most of these people that say they need jobs don't have the skills. What they have is entitlement. We are South Africans, we need to be employed. We are South Africans, we need this, we need that. That's not how an economy grows. That's not how a country develops. So left for me, I will advise that every other black African in South Africa that don't have any huge business investment, that don't have any strong connection to have security, to have a personal security. South Africa is so developed that there are private security networks. There is government security. So you hire a private security that will be following you around. Because the hatred against black Africans in South Africa is terrible. Now this is Jacinta Gomez Zuma. She and her husband wore a t-shirt that has a white woman there. According to her and her husband and her group, they said that the woman died as a result of foreigners. How about other foreigners that are documented that have been killed? They just a day before their march for looting, that took place yesterday, 30th of June? How about the Big Joe, Nigerian guy that was killed? How about others that have been killed? I mean, how about others? Also, how about black South Africans that were killed as a result of South Africans? So she's not interested in them. She's interested justifying all we've been saying. They bow for the white and then fight the blacks. It's a shame. You could imagine that this number of people, millions, I can say millions of South Africans, came out for protest. Foreigners this, foreigners that, foreigners rhetoric. So if South African government want to contend this, they will indeed contend it, but they don't want to. They don't want to. They love to have it so.
Well, we are at one of the marches here in Johannesburg. It already began. This is the deadline set by anti-migrant groups for all undocumented migrants, mostly Africans, to leave South Africa. Let me speak to one of the people who's marching here, Palesa. Why are you out on the streets today, Palesa?
Because we are tired. We as South Africans, we are tired of being given drugs. Our kids,
right,
are given drugs. And our husbands, our mothers, they are on drugs because of illegal.
There's no evidence of the drugs, but you're married to a foreigner. You're married to a Congolese, right?
Yes, I do. And
Yeah.
he is documented.
Yes.
And we met when we were 19 years old.
Right.
Think about it. He was not having a mind of drugs or whatsoever.
Right.
All right.
Okay, and you are. A lot of people say this march is xenophobic. Do you agree?
I don't agree. We are not xenophobic. We only xenophobic when people say to us we must not march. We are not xenophobic. We are loving people.
Right.
We love people. We love foreigners, but we want the foreigners to be documented.
Right. Palesa, thank you. She says they love foreigners, but they want the foreigners to be documented. So the march is underway here. It's just a few dozen people right now, but there might be more in future. It's still early in the morning. Police have said that they will keep everybody safe. They have a right to march, but not to violence or intimidation. But they essentially have shut down the city of Johannesburg. We're in downtown Johannesburg, and it's been stunning just how completely deserted the city is because of the fear of this deadline set by these groups and the possibility that there might be some violence, even though authorities in South Africa have been telling everybody, you'll be safe, today will be a normal working day, but that's not the reality. What you see here with people already, it's just after 10 a.m. and already people on the streets declaring that South African immigration law must be respected and any undocumented migrants should leave. And you've seen a lot of African countries already repatriating the citizens from South Africa. Zimbabwe, Ghana, Malawi, Uganda, Nigeria have all said they will be repatriating the citizens from this country, Polo.
That's CNN's Larry Mado live in Johannesburg, South Africa, speaking to some of the protesters there. Larry, thank you so much for bringing that.
Demands are met.
Look, even if it's 20, 30 people, but protest shall happen. Well, we're giving the government 3 months for the Thursday protest. Yeah, like I said, this thing is like you're in a boxing ring. You can't give out all your energy at once. I guess we did one energy 30th of June. Now we're on to round 2. And then we'll be on to round 3.
Now ask you, as much organization try to fight for demonstration process, what would you characterize as a success?
Look, I think it was an absolute success. I mean, even in Limpopo, where people were trying so hard to cause division between the movement and a certain tribe, we still managed to pull numbers. And for us, that means that the whole country is speaking in unison, that we're tired of illegal immigrants, wherever or whichever part of the country you're from. We're all just asking for the government to give us a solution to the immigration crisis. And like I said, we saw that they've got these resources that they were flexing. So now it's time to put them to good use. I mean, right now the march has ended. What time is it? What time? It's after 4. I'm sure they've got a couple of hours to spare in their day to go house to house and remove all these people who are living here illegally.
But at this stage, guys, as you've seen, whether you are documented, whether you are undocumented, whether you are elderly, whether you are a child, you will be taken to the authorities by the residents here. As they bring another lady once again, they continue to bring out people one by one. Now we're seeing another lady being taken to the authorities. We're walking back inside the house. This is the house that we were in a bit earlier on. Policemen are now here stopping us, but unable to contain the people on the ground here. The wife is pregnant. This gentleman saying that his wife is pregnant.
But get a policeman coming, please. Policeman.
Gentleman being taken back inside, yeah, saying that his wife is pregnant and asking the authorities to take him to escort then his wife. Pregnant, Gareth. But of course, you can see the wrath of the community here. They are tired. As
uyambona nje sanibonani bafethu niyaphi ngese nqasula umbuzo ukuthi kimi
Buti lana kwenzekani la? A young child is being taken out here. Children, in fact. Children that are being moved together with their mother, I'd suspect. They're singing, as you'd see the fear in these children. They've been taken away.
We are very tired. You are coming in our country, taking our women, taking our jobs. We are very tired. We are doing the same job and you are taking You are driving a car, but I'm not driving. We are tired of this shit. Bahambe. I told you get your dumb pause, you don't listen. I told you. Omo.
Vale, lei. Mnganam, hamba uma phaa ugade kwela cala kungangenwa ngaphakathi. Angabi yedwa overpower babana. Nanku mnyana nansi gate. Sisi, bangazi mangapha ya. Hey, Kaku. Kau tim. Saya ngap, kau ngap. That side. Sisi, everyone out. You must take that. You must take that out. Oh, kata la kamera.
They had to do quick rush.
And the time now is 6:30. Shop completely destroyed. Shop in the hostel, Durban hostel. Entrance of Durban hostel. Drone visuals available. Everything completely destroyed. No police in sight yet, but I understand the police did respond to this particular address. So as we were called, we came and responded. Here are the visuals, and more visuals will follow, and we'll communicate with Migrants police station. And this is, as you see, the drone is in the air. There, yeah, right there. So we do have proper visuals for more suspects. But the truth of the matter is that these are the repercussions of real irresponsible behavior from many. And all the problems we're having and facing are coming right close proximity to the hostels. But we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it and we'll do our best and we'll see it through. Right, Kantalax, Soweto. Yeah, just trying to catch the drone. That's the drone right there. As we move, the drone is always with us. Hey, money. Yeah, as expected, we've got Migrants police rushing in. As you can see, they're all rushing in and responding in immaculate time. As always, the drone is still in the sky. And thank you very much again for that great response from SAPS. I also just learned that this happened during the time that there was a parade, so the shifts were changing. And still with that, we're able to respond this quick, super amazing. So we're saving what's left of the stock and taking it to the police station, just to make sure that at least what's left of it is safe and we don't find the rolling out of this habit of looting. Okay. Oh, now you're still going on. Oh, wait, Nana. Oh, wait, Nana. No, we must keep arresting them. Yeah. Regardless of age, the law must be learned better sooner than later. Regardless of age, the law must be learned. Whether you are 13 years old, 18 years old, 35 years old, or 70 years old, when you commit crimes, we're going to arrest you full stop. This country is not a lawless country. We're not going to play games.
Strike match and match ifikile basivale eshop besisebenza thina besema sesiphakathi bafika basivalisa iminyango bapopota emawindweni savala iminyango basikhiphela ngaphandle bathi siphule 8 yebo sishile tilo temlungu on phakathi stofini but sizamile ukuthi thina saphula nyalo bahambile bayeste bakubhala este bathatha abantu nyalo nabi ababhala ngalenye ishop futhi so nyalo asathi is going forward ikendekani.
Look at some double standards by Jacinta.
She could have just taken a plane straight to Nigeria. Yeah. Now we must also focus another cost of her being transported from South Africa to Nigeria. This country keeps spending more and more money on foreigners, and really, we'd like to know how much is the government spending on addressing this issue of foreign nationals, from our prisons to our schools to the nutrition they're spending on giving them to the SASA grants that they are getting to the hospital. Everything. We want to know how much the government is spending on foreign nationals in this country. And lastly, we are calling on the South African Police Service that on the 30th of June, since you will have unlimited resources, all the police are not working, please use that as a day to go house to house and arrest illegal immigrants. Because the march is not going to go on the whole day. You're going to be paid for the whole day. So when the march is finished, use it as a day to go house to house and remove illegal immigrants from our communities.
Yeah. So double standards. On one hand, stop spending money. On the other hand, since you're going to spend money, you might as well use it for illegal immigrants. But here's the thing, when you use blanket terms like illegal immigrants, I mean, we all heard about that story about the Malawians, that out of all of them, 2 of them were illegal. You see, you're blanketing. It is called xenophobia, Jacinta, because you have no clue who the illegal immigrants are. People have applied for their documentation and haven't gotten it. I mean, I know this firsthand because I applied for my son's immigration paperwork 2.5 years ago. I've been back to Home Affairs 6 times. I've spent 278,000 Rand getting that paperwork, and I am still waiting, Jacinta. So would he be considered an illegal immigrant because I can't show you his paperwork because I'm waiting for it? But you're going after illegal immigrants because you're saying it's a problem for South Africa. We can debunk that. However, I'm going after the property regulator because property is a very important sector. And here's the thing, the difference between me and you is how we went about it. You see, I know that there's hundreds of thousands of illegal property practitioners in the industry right now that are causing chaos to the whole industry and ruining this country. But I could target them, which is what you've done with your marches. You've targeted the illegals. But instead of doing that, I did more research and I realized that the illegals aren't the problem. It's the authority. The people that are supposed to regulate it, the people that are supposed to get them their documents and then mandate that they have them and enforce it. You see, that's where the problem is. The problem isn't with the illegal immigrants. It's with the enforcement department. So this protest where you've decided to take things into your own hands, it actually hurts us as a country on an international level. And I know you say South Africa first, but that's just ridiculous. It will never be South Africa first because we do not make all the products. We import a shit ton of fucking stuff. And all you've done is make our country look bad on an international scale. I mean, everywhere you look, it's chaos right now. It's scary. Do you want to see one that breaks my fucking heart? There are mothers and children in there getting stampeded because everyone's desperately trying to get the fuck away because there have been deaths. There has been destruction. This march is a disaster. You are not my hero, Jacinta. And people have told me that you're apparently going to make a political party. I would make a political party just to run against you because you are the absolute worst thing that this country could think of having in their government right now. You are putting fictitious timelines on a government that barely freaking functions as it is. And now in 5 days, because you said so, they better have people out of this country or else you're going to take matters into your own hand, which we've already seen. People are already dying. Like, this is chaos. You could have done it a different way. You should have targeted the government institutions that are in charge of this. Because guess what? Whether you like it or not, there are people that have applied years and years ago still waiting. They don't have the proof of the document and now they're petrified. So we have a government failure situation. And you are making it the victims of the same system the problem. We doing the exact same thing. I chose to go a different way. I took the government institution to court. I didn't win that yet, but we will. We will, because we had to regroup and think of a better plan, because when you fight fire, you have to fight it with fire. What you're asking for is impossible with this current government. It's a failed institution. There are tons of people waiting for documentation. There are people that have been here for years and years. There are children of undocumented workers that were born here, but they didn't get their paperwork yet either. But you made a blanket assumption. You see, I could target the illegal real estate agents, but instead what I did is I took my company and we became part of the solution. We know what the problem is. The problem is a failed institution. So we now help people get their Fidelity Fund certificates. We now help them with compliance. We now help them register. Because you can either be part of the problem or part of the solution, and you've become part of the problem. You've made us look ridiculous on an international scale. We are losing tourism. We're losing investment. You're making this country poorer. And once these people are gone, there won't be any more fucking jobs. There will be less because so many people are pulling out because of the chaotic situation of this country. You have made our international court case against Israel look like a fucking joke because we said that what they're doing is apartheid against Palestine. Yet we sit in this country with our own people doing this. There are people that are a victim of this situation too who are not illegal. They just haven't got their damn paperwork, or they tried and tried and tried for years. It's the government's failure. That is who you should have targeted. I hope tomorrow protest goes as well as you want, but if there are any deaths and destruction, just to know that that is fully on your shoulders. I am horrified by what March and March is doing. And for everyone supporting this, you guys are going against the wrong enemy. The wrong enemy. And for everyone who says the government doesn't do anything until you protest, watch me. I've used my voice to make differences that you will never understand in this industry. You have a choice to do the right thing, and this is not the right thing. This is sad. This makes me heartbroken. This is an embarrassment to our country. Anyway, have a great day.
Who benefits from the diplomatic and economic damage that South Africa is doing to itself right now with this anti-immigrant rhetoric? Who benefits from South Africa being completely isolated, with no allies, nobody around them, no other African countries willing to step in and help and support them when the people who benefit show up and go, "Ooh, we told you they couldn't govern themselves. Look at what they've done." We'll have to take power and control now and make sure that they never get to, rule or govern themselves again, because they obviously can't. And there's nobody to step in and stop it. Who benefits from that? That is the conversation that so many people are missing and we need to be having.
Yeah, my one was kinda you. Guys, apakaipa guys yo. Guma nekuita zvamuri kuita izvozvo. Tarisai muone guys, zviri kuitika nhasi izvi manje izvezvi. Tarisai muone MTN rank. Yo. Onai. Ama one akushanditi. Apakaipa. Tarisai. Murikona sisi kuti murikona kuti varikudarika nekwedu kwatotengesera. Tarisai nyika muone kwarikona nako kanizvizi.
to open. They have managed to open the door. In fact, the door is broken somewhat here. So we're going to see what's going to happen now. We are told by the gentleman that we just spoke to that the police have ran away. Police are not here. They have ran away as community members continue to walk inside unguarded. They're supposed to be police on the ground. In fact, you've seen them. They're not far from where we are. Hardly 200 meters.
Whether we agree or disagree, we have to respect. I was raised with respect. Ngiphume emzini wamadoda, ngafundiswa inhlonipho, ngafundiswa uthando, ngafundiswa ukulalela. Akusho ukuthi mawusulalelile uzobe suyezwa bese wenza lokho kushiwo. So I went there to meet the president. He presented his case. I answered to him. I'm going to say that in the press briefing tomorrow.
So you're not able to tell us what exactly he presented to you?
Be patient. I was patient for 12 years, working on this moral regeneration thing. That's why you see so many men. That's why you see 257,000 men listening to one man. Because I have experience. Nobody can do this. If somebody else led this, it would have gone wrong. But I have so much experience and I love these men. Before the end of this year, I'm creating 1 million jobs.
Did the president ask you not to lead the march today?
No, he did not. He did not. No, he's a nice man. He's a nice man. He's a nice man. He did not ask me. No, he wanted my opinion. I gave him my opinion. And whatever I spoke about with him, I just gave him an answer. Whatever I promised him yesterday, today is an answer to whatever question he had. I just proved it to him.
In Johannesburg, the march is continuing. Stand with me now, my brother. What's your name?
My name is Thokozane Emmanuel Msibi, but I'm known as Sick Landlord.
Why are you here, Thokozane? There's so much of you. What difference are you trying to make? What message do you want to send?
My message I want to send to the government that they must stop taking us for fools. Because, okay, we seem like we are evil, but it's the government that put us in this position. Because you cannot allow so much illegal immigrants. Out of 30,000, there was in the only allowance, there was in Durban. Only 100 was documented. So how can you allow that side? Government must take blame and must be arrested for allowing so much. And you know why they want to do this? Yeah. They want to replace us while it's pillar. EFF want to crowd the stadiums with the foreigners. ANC wants the foreigners to vote for them. Then the Boers and the English, they want the foreigners to replace us in the work system. So we cannot be replaced while we are alive. Like the Mayans in America, they should have just killed us and finished us all. Because we are still here, the native, the Apo, original. Yeah. Mabahambe. Wow, we are tired. We are tired. We are tired. Yes.
Africa is not the United States of Africa. We will not allow South Africa to carry the burden of all African countries.
How do you respond to those that says other African countries assisted us during apartheid? How do you respond?
Yes, can I say the frontline states? The one that Zambia couldn't answer. Can I answer that part? Yes, the frontline state was Zambia and Tanzania. They are not bothering us. I've never seen a Zambian or Tanzanian bothering us. If they did, I would be skeptical in terms of maybe disagreeing with them. But Zaire, Nigeria, when did they have $62 billion to donate to us? Well, they've never had that $62 billion in their own GDP. It's Zaire. Yes, it's Zaire when before it's by fire. In Zimbabwe, they just say their stance. We were just passing through. You understand? And it was a favor. You know, when I help you, if you fall here, I don't have to make you pay for me helping you out. So you are helping us out. It was not an installment or something we have to pay back. But if we have to pay back, we have paid back enough.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. Yes. The match is leaving you behind.
Yes.
Yes, we're still coming to live from Pretoria. As you can see, I think a bottle store, they're trying to break into a bottle store here. The police are going to try and make sure that the situation doesn't get out of hand. But as you can see, this was the damage that was being done to this bottle store. Very big police presence. And yeah, it looks like it might get out of hand. It might get dangerous, but we're going to continue to give you the latest. We're going to continue to follow this march to give you the latest that comes out of it. Increasingly becoming volatile, as I mentioned, as the numbers continue to soil and become bigger and bigger. There's no destination that I can tell you. We don't know where it started. We don't know where it's going to end. But what I can tell you is it's getting bigger, and it looks like the crowd is increasingly becoming agitated. Follow us for some more updates and like and share some of these videos so that we can continue to give you the latest from this march.
Please, I'm alone trying to tackle this situation.
Nambonje lo. Ni business inkinga lapho ngama-system. Sishaya imasi, nishaya idog lapho. Ayambona futhi umuntu ke ukuthi uyayenjoyela lo yani. Yabo? Buka. Siyamasa basibonge ngama-win bashaya idog lapho. Bafes. You're wrong, Bafes.
Now one that is here, please. We are trying to control the situation, but the situation seems to be handled, but not enough. Please. Siyacela the premier uma njengamanje mhlanganweni uphuthume la eGaza. Please. Akonakale lutho kodwa amaphoyisa aweza. Ngeke konakale.
Yes. Ucela amaphoyisa ndaba ezithi.
Siyacela amaphoyisa phuthume.
Yeah.
Yes, we're still coming to live from Pretoria. As you can see, I think a bottle store, they're trying to break into a bottle store here. The police are going to try and make sure that the situation doesn't get out of hand. But as you can see, this was the damage that was being done to this bottle store. Very big police presence. And yeah, it looks like it might get out of hand. It might get dangerous. But we're going to continue to give you the latest. We're going to continue to follow this march to give you the latest that comes out of it. Increasingly becoming volatile, as I mentioned, as the numbers continue to soil and become bigger and bigger. There's no destination that I can tell you. We don't know where it started. We don't know where it's going to end. But what I can tell you is it's getting bigger, and it looks like the crowd is increasingly becoming agitated. Follow us for some more updates and like and share some of these videos so that we can continue to give you the latest from this march.
Gareth, yet again, another one has been taken by the residents. Another foreign national we suspect being taken by the residents. He's saying that children have been hurt. In fact, we see two young girls. One is bloody. He's saying that his children have been hurt. They with their mother. Here, they're crying, little girls. Who's that, man? Mama, what's the Mama just walks. The lady is walking with her two younger daughters. I'd suspect as well as a teenage boy. The father was escorted in a rough manner by the scruff of his neck, essentially, by some of these people on the ground here, who of course still continue fury in the streets of Germiston as they go house to house. The police are now basically watching on and receiving the foreign nationals, whether documented or undocumented, from the residents of Ekurhuleni here as they're going in, essentially smoking them out, whether they have young children, whether it is women, whether it's men. There is
isizwe simnyama iwasafa yabona bona hangiboka lize imhaye wemolo asafasa phela isizwe simnyama iwasafa.
They can live with the crisis so bad that the government is shocked.
Ungizwe ngiphakela umthakathi met with President Ramaphosa yesterday, given an opportunity to meet with him, and what would you say to him?
We've sent several requests to meet with the president. He hasn't responded to any of them.
If he responds, would you meet him?
Well, if he wanted to meet us, he would have done it by now. But I guess it's the Zuma surname. Yeah. I feel like for some reason, the president said a lot of things about ethnic mobilization and all of that. And, you know, I was hoping that he would address those things where all of those things come from, because all of these people across the country are not one ethnicity. It's a number of people, different races. You saw for yourself today, all complaining about the same thing. So, yeah, I would have hoped that he looked at the issue with a different view.
So if I hear you correctly, this coming Thursday we are protesting, next Thursday up until your demands are met.
Look, even if it's 20, 30 people, my protest shall happen. Well, we're giving the government 3 months for the Thursday protest. Yeah, like I said, this thing is like you're in a boxing ring. Can't give out all your energy at once.
In the country, but from what I could pick up while the police were taking her to safety is that she was struggling to extend. That's how she phrased it. The only thing that comes to mind here is that she was struggling to extend what can be her work visa or her visa to stay in South Africa. Viwe, let's come to you.
We suspect being taken by the residents. He's saying that children have been hurt. In fact, we see 2 young girls. One is bloody. He's saying that his children have been hurt. They're with their mother. Here, they're crying, little girls. Who's that, man? Mama, what's that going on? The lady is walking with her 2 younger daughters, I would suspect, as well as a teenage boy. The father was escorted in a rough manner by the scruff of his neck, essentially, by some of these people on the ground here, who of course still continue fury in the streets of Germiston as they go house to house. The police are now basically watching on and receiving